Hi everyone, ETL here and with another lean and green meal, and tonight's menu is going to be taco salad. So this is how I'm going to put it together. So I'm going to heat up my pan, and I am going to just put a little bit of oil in here, not a lot. And then I'm going to take my ground turkey. Instead of ground beef, I'm using ground turkey. So I'm going to take my ground turkey and put it into my pan. And then just throw this away. And so for seasonings, I'm going to use 30% less sodium taco seasoning. I'm just going to use a couple of teaspoons of this because it's still got a little bit of salt in it. Not as much as a regular taco seasoning might, but still enough to kind of give it that salt flavor. So I'm just gonna give it a little 2 teaspoons of seasoning, and then save the rest for another day. And so that is my seasoning for today. And then that should be starting to sizzle here in a minute. Now, I'm not going to be eating all of this ground beef or ground turkey tonight. This is 2 pounds of ground turkey. So I'm just going to cook it all because it's easier. And then I'm going to save some of it for another night. I may freeze it, or I may decide to have something tomorrow night. Who knows? It may be taco salad again tomorrow night. Who knows what tomorrow may bring. So I'm just gonna kind of spread that out a little bit, a little evenly there. Yeah, now you can hear it going. I've got my avocado, and so I'm gonna cut into my avocado, and then I'm gonna use this nifty little tool to get it out. Again, I won't be using all of this tonight. I'll just be using about a couple of ounces for the avocado for tonight, but probably in the next couple of days I'll be using it again. If not, I can always vacuum seal it and save it for another time. So I'm just gonna grab a knife, and I'm going to cut into it. And you just cut till all the way around. Now, unless you're making something special, I don't necessarily cut for it to be even, okay? Unless I'm just making something really special that night or something like that. And then there's Lucy barking at something. Then I'm gonna take my handy dandy tool. This is for the avocado seed. And I'm gonna take that avocado seed out just like that. And then, because I'm only using a specified amount, about 2 ounces, I'm gonna use the other end of my little handy dandy gadget, and start slicing it to about 2 ounces, which will probably be about half of an avocado. Yeah, that's what it about amounts to. So here you can see it's about 2 ounces. All right, so let me get to my turkey here. rice is already smelling really good. And so this is what I'm going to be using. So again, I can vacuum seal this if I need to, or for tonight, for the presentation, I'm just going to put them over here, and then when I get done eating, then I'll either vacuum seal them or I'll just put them in a little plastic baggie for tomorrow. Now, they will brown on you. They won't stay this green unless you put some lemon or some lime juice on it. So for me, it doesn't really make that big of a difference about color, but some people it does. So if you're big on keeping the green color and keeping it fresh, then go ahead and use the lemon or the lime juice on it. So anyways, so I'm gonna get my plate, and yeah. So I got my plate here. I'm gonna put my handy dandy little thing over there, my knife over here, and go ahead and just put my avocados right there on my plate. Because like I said, I'm still gonna have to measure this out. And again, probably need another plate to be able to do that with. Actually, use some paper towels, kind of drain the excess off of it. And so it'll be ready to go. So I was seeing some people online who were making some different recipes, which is wonderful. So I'm excited about that. And so again, I've been kind of craving a little bit of my Mexican food. So my hatch chilies and some salsa and, you know, something like that. So I've been really wanting to do something like a Taco Tuesday, since I mentioned it before. And so I thought this might be the best way of using this as a substitute for that. And so we are gonna try it. So it's looking really good. And I like my ground meat to be really fine. I don't like big chunks of it. And that's just me. If I'm gonna have a big chunk, I'd rather have like a meatball. I'd rather have a chunk than just a little chunk, other than just big chunks with little chunks. So I get mine pretty fine down. So while that continues cooking, in Eagle News, Harriet and M15 finally did have their eaglets, and they had them both today. They both hatched today, which is kind of a rarity. It's not as rare as it seems, but it doesn't happen that often either. So it's one of those things where we're like, oh, okay. And it's just about fertilization of the egg and stuff, and so it will happen that way. That's kind of how the Webster eagles hatched. They hatched pretty close together, and so I don't have any news on them, so it may be a few weeks before we know anything about what happened to them. And so But right now, Ma and Pa are just dealing with the notion they don't have eaglets anymore. And so they'll be around the nest, and then they'll keep doing what eagles do and surviving. So, so Harriet and M15 had their two little eaglets, E17 and E18. That's how many eggs or eaglets that Harriet has produced. Not all of them have been with M15. I believe E8 and E7 maybe have been the first ones, but it may have been E9. So about 9 or 10 years. So they've been together for a while now. So well, and not to mention they had what's known as a double clutch, meaning that she had the eaglets and then they passed away, and then she had another set of eggs and had another set of eaglets. So, that doesn't mean 10 years together. It just means that's how many little ones are out there with possibly M15 DNA. All right, so this is cooked up real nicely. Nice and brown. It's getting nice and brown. All the seasonings are in. And this is going to be just a really quick meal because everything else is just scoop and dip, which is great for quick meals that you need. If I can, I will try to insert a photo of the two little ones, E17 and E18, maybe at the end of the video, so you can see them. E18 isn't quite out of the shell yet, but pretty close. Alright, so I'm going to scoop it in here so it kind of drain a little bit. My pan off to the side. Kind of pat this down a little bit, because that really helps to get some of that grease and some of that extra water out. I did this all the time with hamburger meat because the oil and stuff, or the fat, or whatever you want to call it, would really mess with my system. So I did this all the time. All right, so now we're going to scoop this into here and get about 6 ounces of meat. So I think it's going to be about half, but we'll see. Let's see how much that is. Oh, very, very close. 5.5. So I almost had it. And that's because this is not 97% lean. This is more like 93% lean. So, oh, there we go. Right at 6 ounces. Oh, I spilt it on you. Oh my goodness. Okay. So that's gone. So let's see. It's a good thing I had a 2-pounder, huh? So I'm going to put the rest of this in here and see what that comes up to be. And what do you know? It ends up being 6.2. Awesome. So, all right, so I'll clean up my mess as soon as it kind of cools off from throwing it at you. All right, so that's done. So now I'm gonna get my dinner plate And I'm gonna get my mixed greens, my salad. And again, I just use one of the salad packets. Doesn't really matter which ones. And again, we don't need this, so we just toss it just like that. And so I'm gonna put my bed of salad down first. This is about an ounce. Well, that's probably closer to 2 ounces, really, because that was a pretty big handful. Okay, so I'm putting a little bit, about 3 ounces of greens on here. And then I'm gonna put my turkey meat right here on top, like it's a regular salad. And then I'm going to put some salsa on here, just to continue going with the flavors. And so let me scoot that in a little bit. I'm covering up my avocado. And like I said, just 2 tablespoons, just enough to kind of cover a little bit. Now, I don't have what you might call a high green tonight. All it is low greens, so I have more low than I do high greens. So if I wanted to, I could add some green beans or something like that to my plate to kind of make it a little bit more even. But I've got that avocado, so there you go. That's my plate. That's my taco salad for tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any comments or questions, please put them down in the comment section, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.